Oh man, you're in space. How'd you get here? Maybe you built a rocket in your backyard. Maybe you paid $1 billion for a trip with Elon and jumped out of his ship. Maybe you did 100 push ups, 100 sit ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day for a month and then jumped in the air. Either way, let's talk about the worst ways that you're about to die, from the horrible to the absolutely insane. And no, we're not going to talk about lack of oxygen because that is boring. Now, you've heard of meteoroids, like the one that did this. And assuming NASA blows them up before they get to you, or that you're somehow agile enough to dodge these giant rocks flying through space, let's talk about something that you can't dodge: micrometeoroids. Yeah, that's right, I said micro. These are particles smaller than a grain of sand hurtling through space at 10 kilometers a second, or about 6.2 miles, or about 110 football fields, or about 98,232 Big Mac lengths, or about one your mama wits a second. These little suckers are literally everywhere in space and have been a significant design challenge for the engineers who design satellites and spacecraft. Basically, how would you design something that won't get utterly destroyed by sandblasting on steroids? Now, if you're hit by one of these micrometeoroids, it'll tear a hole clean through you if you're not lucky enough to have them vaporize right in the middle of you, burning your organs. And this is why the International Space Station has many layers of foil and other protective material to vaporize these things before they cause any damage to important components. And if invisible death particles weren't bad enough, there's a ton of other things flying through space that can do some serious damage, such as space debris, aka alien trash. Oh, but mostly our own trash, like unused satellites and spacecrafts. Yeah, I guess we love polluting so much that we even started polluting outer space. Sigh. This radiation comes from solar flares from the sun telling us to stop freeloading its orbit, as well as other stars in the galaxy that are jealous of our solar system, so they shoot these radioactive rays at us. They are made up of subatomic particles such as protons, neutrons, HZE ions, whatever those are, positrons, antiprotons, pions, and muons. I heard that they are also made up of subscribons, tuons, edons, and rockons, but these particles are allegedly highly beneficial and subconsciously let you know when I make new content. That's pretty crazy. Without the magnetic field of the Earth to protect you, you'd feel the full effects of these cosmic rays, and they will start to mess around with your DNA. Yeah, I'm just gonna swap these around a bit and... oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh man, that was an accident. Oh, I'm sorry. Thankfully, these won't kill you outright. They only make your future generations unrecognizable and give you all sorts of cancers. No big deal. What will kill you, though, are gamma ray bursts, the granddaddy of cosmic rays. These are insanely powerful explosions that happen in galaxies far, far away. They happen when stars or galaxies collide into each other, or when large bodies like stars or your mama collide with a black hole. They are so powerful that they outshine entire galaxies that they're in, being 1,000,000 trillion times brighter than the sun, and briefly becoming the brightest thing in the universe. Because they go off in a given galaxy once in every 1,000,000 years, and because gamma ray bursts are focused into very narrow beams of energy that go off in all directions, the chance of Earth being hit is very slim, much less an individual person. So, assuming that you're not one of the unluckiest people of all time, you should be totally fine. But if you're as unlucky as some of the people in this video, watch out because you're in for a treat: the sweet release of instant heat death. Basically, you're incinerated by a burst of energy traveling at the speed of light. Hey, at least it's instant. I'm honestly taking this over getting Swiss cheesed by sand. A gamma ray burst aimed at the Earth would likely cause a mass extinction event. And no, you're not going to fall into the fourth dimension and rearrange your 10-year-old daughter's dusty bookshelf. A black hole is a region in space where gravity is so high that light cannot escape from it. So I'd say the odds of you escaping are actually about 50-50. What actually happens to you is beautifully called spaghettification, where the insane gravity of the black hole is way stronger on your feet than your head, compressing you from head to toe while stretching you at the same time like a human spaghetti. And as if the black hole was really trying to slurp you up like it was at Olive Garden, you'd be roasted like a meatball by the intense energy surrounding the corona of the black hole. That's this part. Is anyone else hungry now, or? Okay, sorry. Once you cross the singularity, the point where gravity is so intense that space and time break down, your atoms theoretically split apart. Ouchie. But then again, we don't really know what happens here, so hey, messing around with some dusty books is definitely not out of the picture. Space is a vacuum, which means there's no molecules around you. On Earth, when you feel hot or cold, you're actually feeling the movement of the air molecules touching your skin. So in the vacuum of space, you are the one heating up or freezing, not the air around you. If you were facing a star or you were in direct sunlight, you would suffer severe burns on the parts that are exposed at around 248 degrees Fahrenheit. Ouch, that's hot. Let me just float into this nice, cool shade. Oh wait, what's happening? Yup, that's right. If you were in the shadow of an object, you would actually freeze to death at a temperature of a negative 148 degrees Fahrenheit. To put that in a very relatable and understandable way, in direct sunlight, your front and your front gonads would be burning, while your back and your reverse gonads would freeze at the same time. The stuff in the middle, like the well, I guess that's the Goldilocks zone. Life is definitely going to thrive there. On Earth, air pushes onto your skin in every direction at a pressure of 14 pounds per square inch, also known as air pressure. To again tantalize you with Freedom America units, that's called one, wait for it, atmosphere of pressure. Hey, you see that whale over there? How long is it? Well, it's one whale long. And how heavy is it? Well, it's one whale heavy, duh. Hey doc, how much blood did he lose? Well, after some thorough measurement, we found that he conclusively lost 1 puddle of blood. Wow, that's a lot. Our bodies are evolved to this air pressure, meaning that we don't feel it at all. However, if you are immediately teleported to space, where there is zero pressure, you would pop like a soda can. Except that instead of the carbon dioxide foam, nitrogen gas in your blood would bubble up and block all of your arteries at once, rupturing them, starting with the eyes and sinuses, and causing massive brain hemorrhaging, bleeding of the brain within the skull. Oh, and your blood would also begin to boil, and your body would swell to twice its normal size. And if that weren't bad enough, the pressure in your body will force everything out and you will projectile vomit, urinate, and defecate. The Holy Trinity. Is anybody else hungry or? Nice. Thanks for making it this far and subscribe for more.